Cool, and we are recording. Alright, welcome to another episode of Two Touch Podcast. And let's call this one Game Week 3.
Game Week 3.
Yeah, only 3 teams haven't been beaten so far.
And
one of them being the club that I'm representing, always. And then the other one, I think it's Chelsea.
Yes, it's Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea, and then
Tottenham got beaten. So yeah, it's Chelsea at the moment.
Yeah.
And Arsenal. Arsenal got beaten.
Yeah, Arsenal got beaten. You know what? Yeah, let's start with that game.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, actually, before we proceed with the conversation, please do like, comment, and subscribe. And actually, we appreciate your comments, especially on TikTok and YouTube. Some good conversations, and on Instagram, obviously. But yeah, let's proceed.
Let's go.
Let's go with the first game. We have Liverpool, Arsenal. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. Mm-hmm. What is your take on that game?
For me, as a neutral, someone who detests both teams, I'll be honest with you, it wasn't the best game.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best Liverpool-Arsenal games that we've seen in
That's true.
the years.
Usually high scoring, yeah.
In terms of how I've seen it, Arsenal did really well the first half, I would like to say, because they really managed to stop Liverpool from playing the game.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
But the problem I'll always have with Arteta, especially this year anyway, is I feel like he's being too pragmatic. He's relying on the defence for a lot of things at the moment, and it could hinder him when it comes to playing against the better teams.
Do you know what? I agree with you on that. And I think it's not just this year, to be fair. I feel like since he started at Arsenal, he's been conservative, if you want to put it like that. It's just been too defensive. But in terms of the game in general, I thought it was, at first it was a game of chess.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, Arsenal, looking at the lineup, they had, 3 centre-backs, 3 DMs, and then 3 attackers. For me, there's not much creativity there. And maybe the creativity would come from Zubamendi's passing, but at the same time, that's not where he came from. He came from Raya hitting it long, and Madueke running with the ball or finding someone, of which I understand it, but you're saying Arsenal did well in the first half. I feel like they were trying to stop our game, but that's only good if you get the result. Right. Because if you don't get the result, there's that what if we were a bit brave, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. And like when I look at the previous seasons, I don't know if Arteta's regressing, right? Because now he's getting the players he wants. Yeah. But for some reason, the creative players are getting pushed further and further aside.
For me, it could have been an argument of Eze, for example. If Eze started and Arsenal lost that game 4-0, a lot of people would have been like, well, why is he gone all out? But that's
not all out, but yeah, go on.
To an extent, it would have been more attacking based on, compared to what they've already had. So that could have been an argument, but at the same time as well, with the team he started with, a lot of people are saying why they didn't go for it a little bit more. So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just down to do you get the result or not, because it's a 3-point game.
Because it's fine margins, because it could actually come down to that loss come May as well.
And that's where his downfall has been over the years, arguably. But there's other elements to it. But no, in terms of the game, in general, it was an interesting game of football, and it's not what I expected, because Arsenal not being brave, considering we've conceded almost each and every game that we played. That was our first clean sheet. So it's, as a Liverpool fan, I'm taking the result, bro.
That's fine. I'll be honest with you, still unbeaten. End of the day, like I said, it could come down to that one win when it comes to May. So for me, like right now, I want to give his props to Madueke. Even though you didn't get on the score sheet, even though you didn't get an assist or anything, but a lot of people were writing him off when he first came to Arsenal. A lot of people were asking why Arsenal wanted to sign him. But yesterday, and obviously the past couple of games, he's shown why. And I feel like he's hungry. But
He's got a
your
point
boy
to prove.
Salah, he was quiet again yesterday.
No,
so-
but see, no. Okay, funny because you say that. And before we actually started recording, we're kind of touching on the game.
Yeah.
And I just found it funny how you're saying that about Salah,
Yeah.
right? However, to me, you can arguably say it was a similar game. Maybe it's because with Salah, I personally look at the output more than the stylistic play. Yes, could he have more influence in the game? He does have an influence in the game, but it goes unnoticed because everyone is looking at the statistic.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, for me, yesterday, he was doing what Salah does. There was nothing too different from what Salah does because, yes, he didn't get the shot. Yes, Calafiori defended well, but at the same time, if you ask a Liverpool fan, I would say Kaka's had a very good game. But
yeah, I don't disagree with that one.
You know what I mean? So I feel like the same thing we can say about Madueke, of which it was nice. Like in terms of football, it was nice to see Madueke step up and actually test the defender. And I wouldn't say he got anything out of him because he didn't score or he didn't affect the results of the game.
But then again,
So
you're looking at the stats.
Yes.
But if we're moving away from the stats, the overall play, I'm not comparing to, but I'm just saying in terms of Salah, right? I feel like rightfully so, he should get the criticism because there's been a lot of games in the past that he's ghosted, and at the same time as well, there's been various games, especially this season already, that he's been off. He's just been a little bit off.
He does have an assist.
He's got a goal as well. However, I just feel like his overall play, he could have contributed a little bit more than what he's been contributing. That's just because he set the bar so high for himself.
Yeah,
You see,
no,
so.
like I agree because now, yes, you know what? That's actually perfect that you said he set the bar so high. I feel like with Salah, it's almost like he has a standard, which is up here.
Yeah.
Madueke has his down here. So any glimmer of hope lifts Madueke.
Yeah.
Anything that's not a goal involvement with Salah, it's like you
Brings
drop
him
down.
down a little bit,
He drops down a peg.
Yeah.
Whereas these other people just need to run at their players, not that they get anything out of them. It still lifts them.
Right.
But then at the same time, in my opinion, I'm looking at the fact that Arsenal didn't have an outlet anyway. So someone had to do something.
Yeah.
Because it looked like Martinelli kept running to it.
Martinelli's not goal decision. Martinelli's just decision making overall. Sometimes it is not sometimes, it is very questionable a lot of the time. So I feel like with him, if Arsenal sold him over the summer, as it was being reported that they had bids from Saudi, I would never. I don't think I would have complained if I was an Arsenal fan.
I feel bad for him.
He's been in the club long enough. He's been a regular starter as well.
I hear you. I feel like he's the one who didn't necessarily earn his trust or wasn't given the trust by Arsenal, and so he is now
Not
doing
being given
what?
the trust.
So now
last season he started the majority of the games on the wing.
Who else could have done that?
But that's the thing. Arteta's basically said to him, "Here are the keys. Yeah, I want you to go and prove yourself."
You think so?
Because if you had Saka on one side, you ain't displacing Saka.
No. Okay,
And then you've got Martinelli on the left. Then obviously sometimes Trossard used to deputise through the middle.
Do you know what? Okay, the point I'm getting at, I feel like the point I'm getting at is I feel like Martinelli plays to the manager's instructions.
So you don't feel like you feel like he's kind of being controlled in terms of what he can do.
Yes.
So
because
basically,
this is not the same kid that
basically like a Pepper and a Grealish type of. He's put handbrakes on him.
Basically.
Okay.
I feel like Arteta does that to attackers until you actually like produce.
Right.
And I'm not saying he didn't earn it, but I mean, when the kid was coming up, he was tricky. Now he just runs with his head down. Right. What happened? He's supposed to develop, doesn't he?
That's what I was going to say. He's probably just not developed his play. But is that down to the manager, or is that sometimes down to the individual? Because I think if he wasn't playing, a lot of people would be like, "Oh, why is he not playing?" etc., etc., and he wouldn't have the opportunity to obviously develop his game.
I feel like he had the chance by default last season, and And no, by the way,
Yeah.
it's also a two-way street.
Yeah.
The manager, it's a give and take.
Okay.
Like I said about earning the trust, because I feel like Saka earned it.
Right.
And then I thought Martinelli had earned it to be like, you know what, go express yourself.
Right.
However, it's like, you know what, run down the wing, carry yourself, and then look for a pass inside or cut it in.
I have to disagree in terms of Arteta putting handbrakes. I just feel like the difference between Martinelli and Saka is that Saka's got end products, which Martinelli
I feel
lacks.
like he had it.
Because
he can't just
for me, it's like they kind of play. Well, they don't play the same, but they kind of got the same
similar
freedom to do
attributes.
similar
I don't-
attribute and freedom to do what they want to do as well. Because
Yeah.
the only thing that Saka's got over Martinelli in terms of trust is that he's actually proved to Arteta that he can do it, but Martinelli hasn't, and the reason why he hasn't is because he can't.
Yeah, I think with Martinelli, it's a confidence thing. But ultimately, going back to the game,
Yeah.
I think Szoboszlai, remember last week I said he was my
Yeah.
player of the week? Or yeah, so I think he's kept up. And actually, I remember you asking me, like, where's Szoboszlai going to fit in this team with Wirtz, blah, 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 blah. And right now, I would actually keep him at right back.
So even when Jeremy gets fit, you'll still keep him?
He's going to be the Salah substitution. Salah needs a break.
Okay. Here's a question for you then. I just feel like, obviously, your slow start that Liverpool have had, even though you've been winning the games, is that not down to the midfield? Let me land. So in terms of when I say the midfield, Liverpool, they've got dynamos in midfield, so it's always been 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Wirtz, you've added Wirtz there now. Do you feel like he's kind of slowing things down in the middle? And
Okay,
because
so
if I don't think you really needed to change the midfield from last season because they didn't do nothing wrong.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so. But the only thing that was missing last season, although we won the league, was Szoboszlai needed to give us the GNA.
Right.
However, he wasn't doing that. But everything else, that's why for me, I said to you, we need him in the team. I don't care where you put him, as long as he's on the pitch. You can start Wirtz, cool, but Szoboszlai has to play. You can't take him out. That's because he adds a lot more to his game.
Right.
And one of which, for example, he's an attacking midfielder. However, he kept Martinelli quiet.
Right.
And Szoboszlai has the attributes that I think we had a conversation, and I said one thing that annoys me with Szoboszlai in midfield, even though I love him there, is he cannot turn with the ball. He's better facing the pitch. Like, see when he drops in the DM pocket, he is good, but he is liable to a mistake because he borderline turns not as slow as Henderson, but slower than a DM should.
Right.
He is better looking at the pitch. Like, say if he's running at you,
So you're saying he's not good at receiving?
not as good at receiving and exactly with
on his back,
pressure behind him.
Right,
That's
okay.
when he's likely to make a mistake.
Right.
Whereas at right back, I thought that's the position because he can somewhat play the so-called trench passes.
Right, okay.
Not to
He's
that
got
level.
that in his locker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He has that in his locker. And he can run,
Right.
which Trent couldn't do.
And this is what I'm trying to say to you. Do you not think bringing in Wirtz has kind of disrupted the midfield a little bit in terms of, like, you're not as athletic as you was last season, and in terms of when he receives the ball, for example, he's taking too many touches and he's not as brave on the ball.
Yeah, not yet.
Due to people are saying to me not yet, but if you're buying someone at 120 million, okay, you can say the price doesn't matter, but let's say it for how it is.
Yeah.
You paid the money for him, and people are saying he needs to adapt. Eitike is not needed to adapt. Jeremy Frimpong is probably not going to need to adapt. So what's the difference? Mamouche last season when he came from Frankfurt, he didn't need to adapt. So a player who costs that much money, am I expecting results straight away? And
No,
is
not-
Arne Slot kind of thinking if I drop him because of his price tag, everyone's going to start talking and asking questions on why
I don't
dropped him?
think Slot thinks too
Because,
much about the
okay,
media.
Here's
I
a
think
question
with
for
Slot,
you.
yeah, go
If
on.
it carries on the way it is, he's not had the greatest start.
No.
But if he carries on, let's say game week's Wednesday, he's still not had an impact. Do you still carry on putting him in the team?
I don't think that's possible for him not to have an impact.
But,
Okay, no what? Okay, okay. Do you know over the weekend he created, I believe, at least 2 chances?
I don't think he did.
Okay, fair. Like
Apart from the shot that he had, that volley. Apart from that, I'm sorry, I didn't see anything that he did.
Okay, fair. Like that's cool. However, like what I was gonna say is, as long as Liverpool keep winning,
That's gonna
it's
kind
gonna
of mask.
it's gonna mask his. It's gonna give him time to adapt.
But is that right for players like McAllister, for example, who did not do anything wrong last season, who are fully when they become fully fit, and they have to make do with the bench in order to accommodate for Wirtz?
See, here's it. I think you're looking at too linear, right? In the sense of you're just looking at it. Oh, today we're playing. Who's starting? After the international break, what happens? The Champions League starts.
Okay.
Or let's say a cup competition starts. So that gives time for slot. Like, also remember, like, I know you're saying we haven't fully clicked and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not being rude, by the way. But what I'm getting at is our players are still getting to know each other. And I know what you said about Salah not producing this, not doing that. He himself is also getting used to the 2 new boys that are right next to him. And then remember, behind Salah, each and every game has been someone different. But I understand everything you're saying about the output. It's like he's only played with Szoboszlai at right back twice. And when you look to, like, next to him, it's Wirtz, someone he's only played with him twice. When he looks in front of him, it's a different type of striker. So he's the one who's had to kind of like adjust his game slightly, in my opinion. Or not even adjust, but consider the other players he's around. So that's why I'm not sweating him too much.
I'm just going off the basis.
Coming to Wirtz, Wirtz is still learning the movement of all the players. Yes, you expect immediate impact, but I feel like the impact is different for players. Mamouche, which was a good point. He came in, he hit the ground running. But there's a pattern. Most players who are quick tend to hit the ground running in comparison to the ones that are slower. Because you could say the same thing about Zubimendi, that he's had a slow start. But because the midfielders around him and the team around Arsenal, very good team. So it may mask certain things. But you can see he's passing, you can see him tackling. Wirtz, he's also still a kid. Yes, he's 22, not a kid, because with this potential he should be higher.
His career experience.
But, yes, but as far as me, yes, you can say his experience. Remember, he was out for a year with an ACL. And that does something subconsciously. Exactly. And also, if you know you come into a rough league. So I feel like these couple of games are growing pains for Wirtz, but I've seen progress.
I'm just basing off the angle of why take away something? Why try to break something that doesn't need to be broken?
No, I think right now I think you're too worried. We're just tightening it up.
I'm not worried.
Like, I think right now we're just tightening it up. I feel like it's clicking, but not yet.
Right, okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Go on.
If you had to choose the midfield that you had last season or the midfield that you've got this season, with Wirtz being obviously the new addition, which midfield are you going for?
Do you know what? I was anxious last season about the midfield because I wasn't sure. No. When the season started, I wasn't sure. No, I'm taking myself back to where I was last season. Now imagine, it's like, we didn't sign anyone, and we know we've been needing a DM. Okay, cool. McAllister can kind of cover that, but we know he doesn't have the legs and blah, blah, blah. So I'm thinking, you know what? I wonder what they're going to do. But then last year's midfield actually impressed me. However, it died out around March. I feel like they were running out of steam around March. I don't know if it was evident, but I feel like they were running out of steam because players were running through us. So looking at that midfield, I wish they had more goals, more output to them. So I can't judge this year's midfield based on it's too soon. It's only 3 games. And they're still clicking. And also we haven't had our midfield in motion. meaning McAllister has been in and out with injury, so it's kind of we're nursing his fitness. Gravenberch, yes, he's played 2 games, but one of the games he was, what do you call this? He didn't play the.
Yeah, his wife.
Yeah, exactly. So he was in and out of training, and then we've also had Soboslai there. Like we're trying new things, so it's too soon to charge it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it time, but I know we'll come back to this and say that you should have got a CDM instead of, well, you probably should have got. You needed a CDM more than you needed a new attacking midfielder. Yeah. I think, anyway.
Yeah, maybe, but you know what? I feel like it was too soon, and I'm like the transfer window's closing. Yeah. But I feel like what I'm curious about is what did Slot want to do with Isak, right? Because
I pause this question to you.
No. The reason why I'm asking it's with excitement, right? It's almost like borderline rhetorical, but it's just excitement as a fan. Right. Is because how I can envision it is one thing I really love Eitike, but he doesn't stretch the defenders as much. Right. Like, you know what I mean? So with Wirtz and Isak, I wonder what that relationship is going to be like because he loves running in behind. And I feel like sometimes Eitike comes back too much.
But if you look at Isak as well, I know he does that. He comes 2 feet.
He comes 2 feet, but like the difference with Isak, he does I'm turning, I'm running, like yes, I'm coming 2 feet, but that's where I'm. But that's where I'm going. Sorry, like, dude, I'm just a kid in Christmas. Some say, but yeah, like he is trying to turn the defender, whereas Eitike is dropping in to lay it off, or like, you know what I mean? Like there's a slight difference because Isak wants to get at you. He wants to punish you.
I feel like what he's going to do, he's going to put Eitike on the left.
I won't be surprised.
Isak through the middle, and obviously Salah on the right, and then Wirtz behind. Yeah. But traditionally, with Liverpool, they've never played with number 10 since Coutinho. Yeah. And even with Coutinho, he was playing on the left.
He was drifting to the left. 15. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see the new dynamic that he's going through in terms of buying a number 10 because it's an expensive number 10, and if he's not playing well, it's not like you can just pull him up and be like, okay, cool, he can sit on the bench because that's 120 million that's going to be sat on the bench, you see. Yeah,
no, see, that's the thing. You see it as sitting on the bench, I see it as rotation. Okay. And also batting him in because if he starts the next Premier League game, maybe doesn't do great, he might start in the Champions League. That's a different type of game. He might we might find that actually he excels in the Champions League. Yeah. And then that's when we're probably gonna flip how we play and be like, you're gonna play in that's gonna be your focus. In the league, you're gonna finish the game with half an hour towards the end. We might put you as a false 9. Yeah. Like we change it depending how the game is going.
No, but it's exciting times for Liverpool, I'll be honest. As a fan of another team, I'm pretty envious. Yeah.
No, let's move on to your team then. So, which team are you this week? Are you Chelsea or United?
Let's touch on United. Whilst you know what it is, what it is. Yeah. So I'm a red this weekend. Okay. Well, this week, sorry. So yeah, let's touch on
the Liverpool red, by the way.
No, never. So in terms of United, obviously 3-2 against Burnley off the back of. The game that we played against Grimsby, which was shocking.
That was a dagger to the heart.
That was shocking. It was always going to be a banana skin, that game, to be honest, because I knew we needed a performance, but the way we started, you can just tell the players didn't want to be there. And some of the comments that he made, I'm digressing, but some of the comments that he made after the game were really telling in terms of a lot of things that he was saying. It felt like almost like the players weren't playing for him anymore. Yeah. Just reading between.
Because you can't say the players spoke loudly. Yeah. Of what they want. It's like
I think it was like an indirect. Yeah. He said it without saying it. Yeah. But my question is, that formation, I've said it and I've said it again. I'll say it again, sorry. Playing 3 at the back or 5 at the back, however you want to dress it up. Yeah. Against Grimsby, and then obviously, please, I just want him to do something different. The thing is, we've done it since a lot of people say, no, he needs time, he needs time. I hear it. I was one of them people who said he needs time, he needs time.
Let him build.
Let him build. But as a fan, I'm seeing this in terms of chance creation. We don't create a lot of chances, clear-cut chances anyway. Okay, you can say we've had 22 shots on target, but how many of them 22 shots that we've had
actually
gameplay
and created
ones?
Yeah.
You see, so
That's
I just feel like there's just a lot of confusion in terms of for the players as well.
As to where they go.
Yeah, because as a manager, you're supposed to put a structure in place to make things easier for the players.
Yeah, especially when it comes to defending.
Exactly.
Like that's like for me, that's the primary one.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, you can do what you want, but this is a defensive structure.
Exactly.
When we're in trouble, this is where you go. Or if your man's over there, you need to cover him. Like, yeah.
And for me, it's just a case of like, I don't see how this formation is gonna play out in the long term, because it could be his own doing if he carries on the way he is. Because he's very stubborn. He said it in the press conference before the game on Saturday that this is just the way he is. He's not going to change. And sometimes I feel like the whole stubbornness for me is it's going to cost him the job.
Yeah,
it's going to cost him the job, which is sad. Because I want it to work out. Because I was one of them people who advocated for him to obviously be the United manager. But just looking at the structure of the team.
Do you think he needs like specific tools, like specific, like to the T, that if you have any deficiencies, then that system will not work?
Number one issue for me was getting the wingbacks correct.
Yeah.
So if you've not got the wingbacks who suit to the system, because a lot of the output needs to come from the wingbacks, because they have a lot of possession. Except from the goalkeeper as well. The wing-backs, I feel like they're the
ball carriers.
Yeah, ball carriers. Because you've got Dogby on one side who's just come new to the league.
Yeah.
He's 21 or 20, I don't know how old he is, but he's coming new to the league.
Yeah, he's fairly new.
Okay, and you've got Ahmad, which is not his natural position, playing right wing-back. So when you've got that, and obviously none of them have got massive outputs. Ahmad had an alright season last season.
Yeah, and to be fair, he is playing as a left foot and right wing back.
Right, exactly, and that's another issue as well. But with that, it's building relationships, and obviously I know Mboimo had an alright-ish game this weekend just gone. However, I can just tell there's still something missing in the middle.
Yeah, I feel like based on the profiles of the players you have, you're borderline a transition team.
Yeah, playing on counter-attack.
Yeah.
Soak it up until we break. But the thing is,
you don't know how the structure that's set up for soaking it up.
Are we defensively not strong enough to keep the ball out of the net?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you're not executing that, because if you're playing three at the back, the least you can do is concede goals.
Yeah, and I've always said it as well. Getting a CDM in this type of formation is vital.
Yeah.
Someone who can run. And I always refer back to Chelsea. Chelsea, when they won it, they had Kante in the middle, and a lot of people.
It was just everywhere eating up ground.
Everywhere eating up ground.
Yeah.
There's no one like Kante at the moment who's around, who's at that level.
To be fair, I guess you tried for Belieber, but my question is...
I hear it, 100 million though, on Belieber. I don't mind obviously buying him, but 100 million, brother.
Here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. As far as me, I've kind of borderline detached from the price tags of players, because that's just the game.
Fees are crazy these days.
Like, that's just the game. Because also in some cases, it's also marketing purposes. Because that's borderline how I feel about Chelsea. But we're not going to go into that. Yeah. In terms of the game, like, my take was United always create chances. Yeah. Either luckily or chaotically or by the structure. But you are lacking goal scorers. And even though you have them, if it makes sense, like, it's a weird one. It's like you don't create the goals. So it's almost like each shot that's taken is borderline forced.
Yeah.
Hence why maybe it's blocked or the keeper saves it. So it didn't show me anything different from your team.
Right, okay.
But I was glad to see certain players like Mainu, because he played on Saturday I mean, sorry, against Grimsby.
Grimsby, yeah.
Yes, but I hated that. I hated that he was involved in that because it only sort of confirmed the manager's
the manager's decision.
Yes, and I'm sorry to go back to that game again, but he was misplacing quite a lot of passes that are so unlike him.
He did not have his best game, and
Like, you know,
if we're being honest, I feel like it might come down just to he's not
game rhythm.
Game rhythm, yeah.
Yes, yeah, game rhythm. Funny because you didn't give me bail for Liverpool needing or certain Liverpool players needing game rhythm.
120 million, but okay.
But we're not gonna dwell on that. But yeah, like I feel like, but at the same time, y'all were lucky to get the result. Y'all were so lucky to get the result.
Just that penalty. If you missed again this weekend, they're taking off penalties. But he held his nerve. Fernandes, by the way, he held his nerve and obviously stuck it away. But I'm just not liking Amorim's whole energy at the moment. It just feels like he doesn't want to be there. You're the boss of Manchester United. The guy he's acting like he doesn't want to be there. And when the manager's acting like that, it then spreads.
Yeah.
The players are seeing it.
Yeah.
The fans see it, and it just creates a bad atmosphere everywhere, man.
But no, like ultimately, it's a results game. I can't be a hypocrite and say that about Liverpool and then not apply it at United. But the only question for me now with United is, are you gonna win the next game
against City?
But
what did I say to you 2 weeks
might.
ago? I said to you, United are gonna beat City.
Yeah, and guess what? Actually, to be fair, if he beats City, it'll be the first time he's gone back-to-back wins.
Against?
No, as in like...
Oh, back-to-back?
Yeah.
No, we've done that.
Have you?
Yeah. We've just not won, like... There's this guy on TikTok at the moment who's growing his hair out. If United win 5 games in a row, and he's been growing it out for the past year and a bit now, so... but in terms of the City game, for me, I just feel like if you're going to play City, this is the best time to play City.
Okay,
There's
you
a
know
lot
what?
of disruption at the moment.
Yeah, no, let's move on to City, unless you want to add something else about United.
Just in terms of United, I just feel like everything's settled now. We've got a goalkeeper. It's just a case of like just kicking on now.
Here's the thing.
But is the goalkeeper the right goalkeeper?
Oh yeah, true. Like you did by like I was going to touch on the transfers towards the end, but like might as well do the goalkeeper right now because I guess we spoke about Isak. But with the goalkeeper, here's the thing. I feel like you might kill that keeper's confidence on one thing: United's structure and defense. Like yes, it's all cool blaming Onana, but at times it's like, fam, they had to get here to shoot.
Right.
Could you all not have done something up there? Yes, I get it. I have to stop a shot at some point.
Yeah.
Cool. And by the way, I'm not saying I'm not grading his ability.
Yeah.
I'm just saying where it started from. It could be the mistake. Remember last week, I was mad at Soboslai. Why? Because I think it was the first game.
The first game against Bournemouth.
He did a back heel.
Yeah.
Yes, we can say, oh, maybe Alisson's positioning, or maybe Van Dijk could have done that.
What led to
But where did it start? Where was the source? The source was him doing a silly skill. But guess what? Since it took that out of him, the 2 games after, he's been man of the match.
Yeah.
So, like with United, I hope the goalkeeper, no, I hope he's shit. But as a rival, but as a football fan, I doubt that's a solution.
We'll see with good timing. I don't know if I don't know much about it, so I can't really.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm just going off what people have been saying on like Twitter and stuff like that. But you can't really go off what a lot of people say on Twitter because some things is questionable. But we'll see with time, innit? But
outside of being bantering United, it would be nice if United were involved in the conversations at the top of the table.
It's boring about United, innit? I know.
No, I'm not saying no. I just mean for us as the big clubs.
Of course.
Us as the people that sit at the big table. Can't be like, oh, like now you got other teams mouthing off like they're doing bits, but really it's like no one else should be able to talk to you. But really, even Arsenal fans are talking to you all sideways.
But it's just the way it is right now. It's just the way the game is going at the moment. But we'll be back. I'm confident United will come back. So.
But nah, like should we? Yeah, actually, Spurs took the first L.
Tottenham. It's a weird one because with Bournemouth, they always play very well when it comes to
that game was 1-0.
So,
The
1-0 win against Tottenham, I don't even want to say I'm surprised, but at the same time I'm surprised because obviously the way Tottenham was signed off the season,
Expected better. Yeah.
it's just like, yeah. But then again, if you told me that Bournemouth will beat Tottenham, I wouldn't bat an eyelid.
Yeah, and
So,
you know, like that win for Bournemouth, right? It made me think, right, how sometimes certain teams, when they play certain teams, it's easy to dismiss them and say, you conceded 2 goals, you almost lost, you did this, you did that. Like, sometimes I'll be watching the game and think, wait till you face them, and then come, wait till they slap you, and then come talk to me about how we should have won or how we didn't do ABC. But not Bournemouth, in my opinion, they are a Premier League sort of top 10 club.
They're very, very well coached.
Yeah, very well coached and very good recruitment. It's almost like it's
almost
a
like
good structure.
Brighton. Them and Brighton
Exactly.
are very similar in terms
And to
of
be
how
fair,
they
I
do
would
business
I would
these
put Crystal Palace in the conversation, but the only thing with Crystal Palace, I don't think they sell very well. I don't understand the mentality of the owners because they don't sign that many players, and. Well, what do you think?
No, I was just saying with Crystal Palace, it's a very weird one. It's like the managers won you a trophy, or 2, if you want to include the Community Shield.
Yeah.
So, where are you going as a club?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So you sold Elise last
which
summer,
I think was undervalued. That's what I mean.
Unlike,
see, that's what I mean. Unlike the Bournemouths, they don't know how to price their players.
Yeah. So whatever we say, you're gonna have to pay it. But with Crystal Palace, I don't really understand like what they're trying to do.
Yes, like what's the goal here? Are you all trying to make peace? Because you're not acting like you're trying to. Because if you're trying to make peace, then you're going to be quick to sell players.
Exactly.
You should have sold Guéhi for like 80 mil, last year or the year before. Like even because I was also.
So what's the strategy? Basically?
Yeah, what's the strategy? Because I was questioning them selling Eze for like whatever amount.
60 mil.
Yeah, but like I think that was roughly the release clause.
I think with Eze, I think it's a fair price. If we're looking at the grand scheme of things, I think it's a bit of a fair price.
Okay, wait. Who else went for that price?
What, just overall in transfer?
Yeah, like let me say, give or take
Madueke?
5-10 mil. Yeah, who's better between Eze and Madueke?
You can't really compare, but if you're asking who would I rather have, is Eze.
There you go. So,
but you pay for what you get, and obviously for me, 60 mil, I think it's what, 27.
Yeah,
so he's at his peak at the moment. So for a 27-year-old, you don't really want to pay 80 million.
But at the same time, that's where Palace are like, you know what? This is our big bang. We want 80 mil. Because you've seen what he can do.
Yeah.
Do you really want him? Because if you didn't want him then, you should have paid the 63. We gave you a release clause.
I think it's more of a replacement. I feel like teams like Palace struggle to attract players. Because if you look at the history, who have they really replaced Elise with since he left?
Well, and that's my beef with the owners. To be fair, they did buy Salah. Yes, he's a different type of player. To be fair, I rate Salah. I think he's a very good player. Borderline underrated, but that's down to his performances sometimes. But I just feel like sometimes they let players go on a free quite often, more often than they should, given their status.
Right, okay.
That's the only thing I can say.
But then again, if we're talking about the whole Guéhi situation, for example, for me, it's like they were trying to play hardball. No, Liverpool were trying to play hardball and wait until the end.
No, I don't blame us. Go on.
He's in his last year contract, so I don't blame you guys as well. But obviously, Crystal Palace are looking at it like, if we do sell Guéhi, captain, we've won a trophy with him, this, that. If we do sell him, have we got enough time to get a proper replacement for him?
Palace should have thought, you know what, Guéhi, sign a contract, bro. If someone comes in for 60
But what if the player's saying, I don't want to sign the contract?
Then you should have sold him 2 years ago. That's why I think clubs should just have a policy. If you don't sign the contract and blah, 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 we're shipping you off. Because next thing you lose him for free.
But then there's an incentive if you do lose him for free on the player side that they do get a signing on bonus.
Oh yeah, no. I also understand the player side. It's like, get yours whichever way it fits. Yeah. But it's just that with Palace, it's happening that, let's see if maybe 1 out of 5 players at Crystal Palace left for free. Yeah. They're not like, you know what, that's okay. But then if it's majority of them typically leave on a free, because before Olise and Eze, who left for a decent amount.
Zaha went on it. Did Zaha leave on a free?
No, yeah, he left on a free.
Yeah, it's
So anyway,
anyway,
it became a
digress.
Palace. It became a Crystal
about
Palace.
Palace,
Yeah, but no, as far as anything else.
But
Oh yeah.
Palace, love for Palace. Man.
Oh yeah, love.
One of my favourite team, JP Mateta doing his thing.
Oh yeah,
as well,
Matata.
man.
Yeah.
Top player.
Yeah.
So.
See, that's the thing. It's like you can convince them to.
But
Anyways, yeah.
Here's
Before I
a
go
question
on,
for you, though, just before we move away from Palace. Bayer Leverkusen just sacked Ten Hag. So if they say to Palace, yo, end of the day, we're trying to grab yours.
They don't have a leg to stand on.
They've not, because I feel like
They do not have a leg to stand on. Because
I can see that happening.
because they can say, yo, we are ambitious.
Yeah,
we're not
we're a
here
Champions
just.
League team as well.
So they should be careful. They need to be careful because guess what? If they lose Glasner, right? Guess
it's
what's
not easy to replace.
Guess what's going on in January? We are taking Gahi for 10 million.
It could happen. It could happen.
But
But who
anyways,
do you replace Glasner with as well? But anyway, that's a different. It's a different conversation.
no, I'm joking.
Crystal
I'm joking.
No offense.
I'm joking, but no. Sorry, I didn't give you my opinion on Tottenham. I don't think I've got much to add on that. Like in terms of Tottenham, disappointed me given the team they are, but at the same time, told you about Bournemouth. They play. I guess it's more so flowers for Bournemouth. Tottenham didn't surprise me too much, and weirdly, I sensed something somewhere that they don't win a game after beating City.
Beating City. So they've got like a hangover after beating
Like,
City.
I don't even think it's a hangover. Do you think it could be, to be fair, it could be complacency of, we just took out the big dogs. We just rolled through.
Just been put in the place again. So.
Yeah, and then they get like, snap.
This is what I mean about Thomas Frank.
Good manager.
Great manager. But this could be some situations sometimes when they do come against teams like Bournemouth, Brighton, where they could be found out a little bit because they're expected to win.
Yeah.
But when it comes to playing teams like City, it's like Tottenham.
It's easier to execute your game against the big teams. To be fair, against the cities, or they might even like give us a good game. And like the big teams, really, why? Because the game is a lot more open. Whereas the smaller teams, they just can't wait for the opportunity to punish you. Yeah, you slip up, they get you. And also remember, like Bournemouth are very quick. Like once the ball turns over.
Once it goes to one of my favourite players, Semenyo.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh man. Tell you what.
I wouldn't even if you guys signed him in the summer. I would have never even been like, yo.
Yeah, and guess who brought him to Bournemouth?
Go on.
Our director, because we took him from Bournemouth.
Oh right. Okay.
And that's how we also got Kakis, because he's like, yo, we're riding with Richard Hughes. That's how that's how the transfer got leaked, because his dad was like, yo, wherever Richard Hughes says go, we're going. So,
right, okay.
Anyways,
fair enough.
We'll see that conversation in the future, because Salah has 2 years left. All right, let's see. Chelsea 2, Fulham 0.
Do you want to start with this one?
Yeah, I'll pick this up. You know a game that you said maybe should have been, well, not that you said, I can't remember. But that game was just
chaotic.
Chelsea should have got a draw, in my opinion, because that game was so peak for Fulham. Like, because they
2 weeks in a row,
well coached.
Issues, yeah.
Fulham are well coached, and they played a good game.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for VAR, yes, maybe in some cases they should have done better. Yeah. But at the same time, VAR just done them wrong, because I don't understand why that's a free kick. Because here's the thing. If you're a defender and I'm running through and goal, I kick the ball, you kick the back of my studs. Right. Is that a free kick for you now?
It's not a free kick.
Or if I'm running on goal and you try to tackle me, I stand on your foot, I shoot.
Not a free kick.
So why was that? Because if you play football, you know that shit happens.
Especially with that type of skill. That period, I can't even say it, but with that type of skill, you know 9 times out of 10 you could land on someone.
You could land.
But it's not done on purpose.
It's never done on purpose.
It's not done on purpose. However, the sad thing is it's taking away an 18-year-old's first goal. He might not even
the
score again, you see. So.
Nah,
And it was
like
a good
nah,
finish,
like,
by the way. I'll give him
very,
props,
very good.
finish.
He finished like a season
Yeah.
pro. Like
Very
there was no doubt. Even the way he was running through, it's like I'm
You were
comfortable.
going,
Don't
yeah.
worry, I got this. But nah, I beef with that. That was not a free
Yeah.
kick. And Chelsea players,
Chelsea-
Chelsea fans, I know. Please don't get at me, but no.
With Chelsea is so frustrating. I said it to you at the start of the season. Chelsea are very, very, they're flattened to deceive at the moment, you see. So it's like a case of, for me, with the team or the squad that he's got, the attacking players that he's got, they don't play good football.
Do you remember when I said to you, Chelsea are going to be a cup team?
Yeah.
That's because they've got game changers in there. And in a cup game, you need to find a solution now.
Right, okay.
Unlike in the league, I feel like you can afford.
Over 38.
Yeah, you can afford to shield teams off and then think, you know what, I know where we're going to get a dub, but for this one, do what Arsenal did, just hold them, get the result. However, Cup, I feel like Chelsea,
Will do the thing.
yeah, they're going to do the thing.
And I got my wishes of Chelsea against Barcelona for the Champions League.
Oh, yeah, you did,
I said it. But, yeah, in terms of
The game
itself, for me, Chelsea, they're not showing me anything that gets me excited. Maybe it's because everyone is still the third game of the season, but there's nothing there for me to be like, wow.
I think
they got very lucky. If anything, even against West Ham had a goal. They scored a goal.
Yeah, even against Palace.
Yeah.
VAR has helped Chelsea gain or stay undefeated.
So when you look in, it's in, man. So
yeah, but at the same time, similar to what I was saying about us in terms of Chelsea, Chelsea have room for improvement. And the good thing is, they're at least not losing games.
Yeah, they're still winning.
Like in terms of the league, but I know they're gonna be troublesome when it comes to the cup. I've accepted that one. They're gonna be troublesome in the cup. But in terms of the league, they're not doing anything I didn't expect. But like I was saying, they've got room for improvement, similar to us, because some of those players are still gelling. And let's not forget. Yes, it's easy to say Chelsea have loads of players, blah, 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 but Cole Palmer isn't in the team. Okay. And in some cases, it gives other teams the confidence.
So they've lost that creative spark as well with Palmer.
Yes.
But then, for me, it's like the frustrating thing is now they've got enough on the bench in order to compensate for Palmer not playing now.
Yeah, they do. However, they're new. Or the forward line. Like I'd like to think.
Well, some of them are experienced in the Premier League.
Yeah, they may be experienced.
And now they've got Garnacho now as well. So.
Yes, but then he's a winger. He's not really an attacking midfielder, and he's gonna offer Chelsea something different, and that's he's gonna be the runner.
But for me, Chelsea don't play like that. Chelsea, if you look at Chelsea, most of the wingers,
all their forwards have got different skill sets.
I think the majority are the same.
I don't think so.
If you look at Gittins, for example, they've just bought in. He's get the ball to my feet and let me run my defender.
And that's similar to Pedro Neto, yeah.
Get the ball to my feet and let me run my player. Garnacho, he's probably the only one who can stretch it, but do Chelsea play that style? Because for me, it's more possession play.
Yeah.
More possession. So I don't know if they're going to have... it'll be interesting to see how it all meshes together.
I think they're going to do it because I think one of the
reasons... They bought him in for a reason, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like one of the reasons why they bought him is because it's almost like... Do you know what I mean? Okay, so in my brain, if you drop if Thing is not playing, what of Dilap?
Dilap, for example.
He's the one who typically stretches it based on the skill sets that you have. So if he's not playing and you have... João Pedro, he's basically a false nine.
He'll come short.
Garnacho's going to stretch the pitch.
I feel like
it's fixing and it's giving different ways of playing, and that's why Chelsea are going to be very interesting to play with.
I feel like even I've said it about Stamford Bridge. I feel like in terms of the stadium, for Garnacho's type of style, I don't think it's big enough. I don't think it's big enough. Unless the teams push up, but if the teams are very deep, that's when it's an issue.
Yeah.
For Garnacho, but they've got Palmer, who can unlock defences.
Yeah, and also I feel like the other thing that Chelsea could do, which is something that we do a lot, which we were doing a lot. Actually, we're doing it. It was quite obvious against Arsenal. Is we try to lure teams towards us.
Yeah.
Like, and just like I get close, and that's why sometimes Van Dijk annoys me. Just wait until you like maybe a meter away, then he'll release it. Like they're trying to bring, like, open up the space. Like, yo, come on to us, you just might nick it.
But defensively, they're strong enough.
Chelsea are not,
and that's what made me angry about the market. The transfer window this summer. Because
they should have went for Nkapé.
They should have gone for a goalkeeper. Nkapé, for example, they should have went for a goalkeeper.
Arsenal, I told
you. 2 centre backs, because for me, in the league, it might not cost them like in the cups and stuff, but in the league, that's gonna.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like in
just
the league,
conceding stupid goals, it's gonna be an issue for them. Like in the league.
No, like I said, the only saving grace for Chelsea is they're still gelling together, similar to us, and they're still getting a result week in, week out. Well, granted, it's 3 weeks.
So what's a good finish for Chelsea this season?
Chelsea are certified top 4.
Top 4.
Okay, no, the good finish for Chelsea is top 4 in the cup, and that'll show progress within the squad.
I feel like with the squad that they've got, if we look at it on paper, Chelsea have probably got the best forward line after Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like, if that's the case, then they should be aiming to finish higher than the top 4.
So basically challenging, they're challenging,
or even winning it.
Yes,
but the defense is not strong enough.
I hear you, but if we're talking based off of now, they are keeping up to their momentum. Yes, it's 3 games.
I feel like they're underplaying. The way Chelsea are with the squad, they should be doing way, way better than what they're doing.
No, man. Like, what? Only 1 draw and 2 wins?
No, it's not just a draw. It's just the way that they're playing.
Yeah. No, but see, that's the thing. I feel like if Chelsea know, shit, we need to score, they will score. And that's why they haven't lost games. And that's a similar thing that we have, is when we need it for some reason. Because, dude, we've scored in almost every game that we've played in the past year.
Right, okay.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's where Chelsea's forward line comes into play, because they can easily field 5 forwards. Yeah. But ultimately, yes, they might concede. However, one of them is bound to score something, if you think about it.
So you think they're more on, like, we'll outscore you?
Yeah. I feel like they're more likely to outscore you. And they're going to kind of have a Brendan Rodgers type of season. But that's dependent on how the manager is, because Brendan Rodgers' season, we didn't have anything at the back, really. Yeah. But going forward, we were scoring goals for days. Yeah. Like, that was light work. But going back...
a bit shaky.
Exactly. So I feel like that's where Chelsea are. And that's why I think...
They've neglected it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but I don't want them to do well. And I'd prefer it if they didn't win any games.
At least one of my teams has to do well. So.
Holding it down. Wait, have we mentioned every game? Newcastle Leeds, is that worth mentioning?
I'm just a little bit... If we're going to look at Newcastle, I need to look at the transfer strategy a little bit. Newcastle fans, before I start, I know you've been giving me hell on TikTok. I ain't got an issue with Newcastle.
Oh, neither have
I ain't got an issue. Newcastle is actually one of my favourite teams in the league. I love the stadium, I love the atmosphere, so I ain't got an issue. But the only issue I've got is...
There's the issue.
The only issue I've got is, if reports are saying that a player, you've had an agreement with a player to say, if a bid comes in for you, we're going to let you go. And I don't want to hear that they didn't pay the money that Newcastle wanted, because that's what a lot of their fans are saying, that Liverpool weren't paying the money that Newcastle wanted. But he's actually gone for that amount at the end of the window. So
I'm saying nothing. I heard about some comments. So
so end of the day, for me, it's like, you've bought a player from Germany who's unproven. I think it's for like 70 mil when you do the exchange. So 70 mil for a player who's untested. Is that a panic buy to me?
Here's the thing. One thing I can't fault Newcastle as an institution, they typically recruit well.
Yeah. Recently, in recent times.
In recent times, especially after that dude Ashley left, it's looked a little like there's been some sort of I feel like whoever
Change
scouting, yeah, exactly. Whoever scouting them is doing a very good job. He's the
Right.
one who found Guimaraes.
Yeah.
He's the one who committed to Isak because they paid similar, but roughly the same price for Isak
Yeah.
when he was away. And if you looked at Isak's stats, you wouldn't have thought he'd turn out this way. However, he showed potential.
Yeah.
Yes, the dude they bought. To be fair, I'm quite curious to see him,
I'm
but
quite
I feel like
curious,
he's got
yeah.
I feel like he's got a likable personality, and he's just tall. Like he seems like a character.
No, a lot of people are saying he's very good. For a guy who's tall, he's very good with his feet.
Yeah.
He can dribble for a big man, this, that.
Yeah.
But for me, if you really wanted him, would you not have just said to Liverpool, all right, cool. You've got a player who clearly does not want to play for you guys anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been in everyone's best interest to say, all right, cool. You give us this much, and Liverpool were prepared to pay it because they have paid for it.
Yeah.
And then we can go about our business. Sign Wissa, for example, which they have, and sign the brand new dude from Germany.
Yeah.
I don't want to butcher his name, but I think it's Made or something like
Yeah.
that.
No.
So it's just like, come on.
Yeah. No. Like in terms of who they recruited, I like Wissa, by the way. I think his
Wissa's a shrewd signing.
and to be fair, he feels like a Newcastle player.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. Maybe it's a
he's a shoe signing,
like you know what I mean.
yeah,
Like he
yeah.
feels like he should be at Newcastle. I'm not gonna lie. But funny enough, they got Wissa the way we got Isak. But we're not gonna
let's
go
not,
into that.
because if we say whatever we want to say, apparently we're hating. But I
Yes.
love Newcastle, man. I love Newcastle.
But ultimately, I just think with Newcastle, for them as a club, I kind of trust their sort of recruitment. So I'm not going to question it yet until he shows me
Yeah.
different on the pitch.
course. We'll see.
And also, I rate Eddie Howe, very good coach.
The way he's conducting
Very
himself,
good man
about it,
manager.
Yeah, I like it.
So I'm not mad at it. And to be
Yeah.
fair, part of me is thinking, you know what? Maybe they like.
Eddie Howe to United. They're gonna kill me for that. aren't they?
Nah, to be
come
fair,
after.
no. Like I'd like to think Eddie Howe is quite loyal. I think he's gonna be loyal to Newcastle
Yeah.
because I'm sure he'd like. I mean, I'm sure he was buzzing after winning a
Yeah,
trophy,
of course,
even though
of
they
course.
beat us,
Yeah.
and then told us to get. But
Yeah.
it's cool.
But one more thing as well, Guimaraes as well. That comment I made about Guimaraes leaving Newcastle, I still stand by it. I feel like a player of this quality should be aiming higher. He should be playing for your Real Madrids. He should be playing for a top European team that's challenging
here's the
for
thing.
the Champions League.
No, but here's the thing. Like,
So-
I mean, I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite here, right? It's. I would like to see the fairy tale story for Newcastle,
Okay.
right? And that's only possible with players like Guimaraes, them holding on to their players. However, FFP is gonna FFP.
Yeah, it's gonna mess them
It's
up.
going to
yeah.
mess them up. However, what they have right now is good, and they need to be strategic with it in the sense of they need to acknowledge, like, do you know what? We can lean on to the selling the bigger players and keep some.
Yeah.
Like like if the player says, "Yo, I want to dip," oh yeah, by any means, man. Thank you for
Well,
serving.
thank you for your
But then
service, yeah.
players like Guimaraes, because they want to be there and saying, "Yo, I don't want to leave." Get them players to play
So
with.
answer this, man. So if Guimaraes turns around in 12 months' time, obviously the season's not started well for Newcastle. I know it's early days and you've had a lot of ups and downs in terms of like what's going on in the transfer window. But let's say that Newcastle don't have the season that they thought they were going to have. If Guimaraes comes
That's a
knocks
different
on your door
conversation.
next summer and says,
That's a
listen, I'm looking to leave Newcastle. I want to play for
yeah.
another
I feel
team.
like I feel
You're Newcastle gonna not hold him hostage. Sorry, Newcastle gonna deny him the opportunity to go and do that after all he's shown for the.
I feel like so. See, you know what I mean. So, in that scenario, in my opinion, if the player does that, and as a club you've done horribly bad, then just let him go,
Right.
right? However, if, like, for example, I wouldn't have been mad if Newcastle said, "Yo, we are not selling Isak," and Isak said, "Yeah, I'm happy at Newcastle."
Right.
I don't think we would have bothered.
Yeah.
But because he opened the door
Yeah.
and said, "Yo, we had a whole conversation,"
Yeah.
just keep your word, man.
Yeah, keep your
that's
word.
it.
It
Like,
works
just keep,
both ways. It
Exactly.
works both
just keep,
ways.
Exactly. Just keep
So-
your word. However, they need to lean on to the selling if they do sell their big players.
Yeah.
Remember what we were saying about Palace not selling? very well, which has also stifled them because they're not able to grow.
Okay.
So if Newcastle, let me say the first period, like the 125, let me say they picked it up way back in the middle of July.
They could have done a lot.
And actually,
There
it's
was
fun.
players there. There were players that obviously they've had a lot of players say no to him, but there was other targets that they could have went for in order to. Yeah.
And that's the point about being open to the idea of selling. Because, dude, I know Liverpool fans are hated for this, but yes, we didn't want to sell Coutinho.
Yeah.
But we caved in
that
and thought,
money.
you know what? We can reinvest
Yeah.
that money. It's cool, man. You can dip. What did we do to Fabinho? They said, yo, I want to dip. Cool, man. Thanks for serving us. Mane was like, yo,
Yeah.
my time here is done. Cool. We're going to sell you for the amount we paid for you. We sold them. We moved on. Go recruit. Like, if you're a club that believes you're going to move on without the players, move with chest. Like, I'm not saying Newcastle don't have chest, but, yo, if you're the big club that you want to be or you aspire to be, make yourself worthy. Don't be begging.
And I just feel like,
And I hope I'm not offending
I'm
anyone.
not offending anyone, but I just feel like the strategy, the way they've gone about it, we'll do the podcast about it.
Yeah, we're
at
gonna
some point.
talk about the transfer.
We'll talk about
I mean, it's a
Newcastle's
transfer,
transferred at some point. But yeah, in terms of
Ultimately-
the game, it is what it is at the moment.
Yeah,
so
and
there's
they
not
don't
really-
have. They don't have a striker.
They don't have a
They
striker
don't have a
until
striker,
now.
and Gordon was out, so
Yeah.
I didn't see where the goals could come from unless it's a set piece.
Yeah, and
And
they sold
that's-
my boy Salah as well, man. 30 million they sold him for. I reckon he's going to do well in Germany.
Yeah,
And they'll probably.
but I
they
don't
should put a
understand why
sell-on
they
clause.
sold him.
Don't know. They should put a sell-on clause or at least a percentage of.
Yeah, maybe they were
Another
thinking
team.
game time. But then again,
Yeah.
see, to be fair, maybe that's what they needed to do to reinvest. But at the same time, that's the price range they should be looking at.
Yeah.
Because they're so good at scouting. Like, you know what I mean? If they sold Isak way earlier when the window was open, they know they can at least buy 3 players.
Yeah.
And guess what that does? It gives them depth. Because the reason they got kicked out of the Champions League is because it was too much for them. They didn't have the legs for
They
them.
didn't have the legs anymore,
So
yeah.
now we're giving them money to be like, yo, feel free to go and reinvest. Cool, because here's the thing, and I'm not wishing an injury on anyone, but even the player that you are holding so dearly, if they get injured, now they're actually fucked because, pardon my language, and I'm going to try and not curse.
Yeah.
But anyways, that becomes a hindrance because now there's no replacement
Yeah.
for them. However, if you sell them, you're like, all right, cool, let's go look at the players properly, and then you recruit
You
because they're
recruit,
good at
that's
recruiting.
it, yeah.
They're good at recruiting. That's how a club moves on. But now, other than that, let's see, did we miss anything? Actually, yeah, player of the weekend.
Player of the weekend. I'll say Jack Grealish.
Jackie.
Even I've criticised him a lot, but I feel like he's found a new lease of life over David Moyes and Everton as well. So I
Yeah.
think he bagged 2 assists yesterday.
Yeah,
Um,
he's in my FPL. So
FPL.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
I need to change my FPL,
Yeah.
but for me, player of the week is Jack Grealish, man. I feel
Yeah.
like he's found his mojo again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Here's the thing, and you know what? I'm gonna tie several players into what I'm gonna say now. I feel like Grealish, he's one of those players that I don't feel like Pep gives players confidence.
Yeah.
He gives them instruction on how to play,
Right.
and at certain times you have to take your own initiative.
Yeah. Okay.
And some players, they need an arm around them. They need to feel important.
Yeah. Feel
Like,
wanted.
they feel wanted, like, yo, my manager.
Trust
So,
me.
yes. And I feel like one of those players is Martinelli. We touched on him at the start. But Grealish is a similar player. And that's also why I brought him into my FPL, because he's a player that likes freedom. And that's what I was saying about Elliot. I'm gutted that we've, I think Elliot went to Villa. I'm not sure if it's a full-on sale or on loan. But I'm gutted about that. But at the same time, Elliot needs a team.
Yeah. Where he
That's
feels important.
where he feels important, and it's kind of like they're playing through him or
Yeah.
acknowledge his strengths, whereas he's not just a cog in the machine. Like they're the players that they need confidence, man.
Yeah.
They're confidence players,
Yeah, of
and I
course.
feel like that's like there's several players like that, to be fair, and Grealish is one of them. And actually, Grealish is one of those ones that are top of that list.
Yeah.
That they feel like they want to feel like I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. and not have to think, oh, what if the manager says this?
Yes.
Yeah, I hear it.
So yeah,
And
no,
that's how he played his best football as well when he was doing that at Aston Villa. He was the main man, he was the captain, and he was just roaming around doing his thing.
Yeah.
So, no, I hear it, man.
Because I think he loves the game, and it's not like he's not competitive. And to be fair, maybe his time with Pep actually helped his IQ.
Yeah, he's probably improved his IQ. Yeah,
it improved
with all the experience that he's had, he can bring
yeah,
into a change.
yeah, and all the players he's played with, like I'm sure it upped his IQ. However, when it comes to the feet, because here's the thing: how come now Grealish isn't falling over every 2 minutes, every challenge that comes in? To me, that sounds like a player that's not sure what to do. Yeah. And rather than risking losing the ball, I'd rather buy a free kick. Yeah. Because if I'm meant to drive us up the pitch, you know what? Best I can do is, So, but you know what? That's just a hypothesis. My player of the week, man. I'm gonna give it to the homie Soboslai.
Okay, that was my honourable mention, but. I can't even complain.
Like he's impressed me, and I feel vindicated for saying we can't not have him on the pitch.
Right. Okay.
Because outside of the attackers, in terms of the midfield, he's the quickest.
Right. Okay.
And he can pick a pass, even though sometimes that gets slapped on in terms of Soboslai. Like there's several plays that it seemed like he did well there. But last year, my issue with him was he was always picking the safe option. Right, okay. He would do everything but do the safe option. But this year, I feel like he is warming up to that number he's wearing at the back. Yeah, he's warming up. And also, he feels like a Liverpool player even more now. Yeah. And that free kick.
Beautiful.
When was the last time you seen a free kick like that?
Beautiful. Rashford? But that was Rashford against Chelsea.
Yeah. But we don't see those often.
We don't see him anymore.
No one's shooting from outside the box as much. No. And to be fair,
I miss them goals, man. But
I miss them, but
now everyone's trying to do the beautiful.
Yeah. To be fair, and sorry, now I'm gonna vent a little bit just about Arsenal and Liverpool. Statistics make sense, but sometimes they need to be applied in certain situations. Okay. Such as, people were talking a lot about Arsenal being in the touching the ball in the 18-yard box against Liverpool. Yes, they may have, but majority of those touches, I personally feel like Arsenal were playing for corners.
Right. Okay. So you think they was playing to the strengths, basically?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And I'm going to give them their flowers defensively, in terms of stopping us from touching the ball in their box. However, we were actually attempting to do something. What was missing in our game was the last pass.
Last pass, right.
Like that's where, and then
what was your number 10? What was your number 10 to do the last pass? What was that?
He was surrounded by Zubamendi, Rice, and who's the other DM who was there? Anyways,
yeah, he was just surrounded.
Yeah, he was just surrounded.
But we're not just on City.
Oh, did we not?
City.
Oh, good shout, yes.
City.
City 2.
People laughed at me.
Brighton 2, City 1.
Yes, Brighton 2, City 1. People laughed at me when I said that City were going to struggle again this season. People laughed. But my question is now, everyone was laughing at Man United, saying, they've not had a good start to the season. If we're looking at the table now, United are above City.
Are they?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the table. I just know that we haven't lost.
City. I think City are in the bottom half of the table now. And United are 8th, I think, at the moment.
Manchester City are 13th. Interesting. And Manchester United are 9th.
We're 9th now.
Yeah.
Oh, Crystal Palace won yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, fair play to you.
United are 9th.
Welcome to the single digit.
No, don't worry. United are 9th now. So, question is, people saying amorims under pressure at United. Pep has got a lot of credit in the bank. A lot of credit in the bank at the moment. A lot. So, the question is now, should we start questioning Pep a little bit in terms of what's happening at City? Because it's not just been a free match day type of thing. Obviously, they won against Wolves. Everyone's winning against Wolves these days.
I mean, they are bottom of the table.
But past 2 games, it's like, still showing the same signs that they showed last season.
Yeah, I don't think they're playing to Haaland's strengths.
You don't think?
I don't think so.
Well, what do you think's changed compared
I
to
think
previous years?
what's changed is everyone can score a goal.
Right.
And yes, everyone can assist, which means now I feel like Haaland is doing much more than he did the previous seasons.
So you think everyone, when they were criticising Haaland for not being involved a lot in the game, you feel like Pep's obviously, or Haaland's taking it upon himself to...
Yeah,
have him
like
more
someone is trying to get him involved more.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where some of the issues are.
Right.
I feel like now it feels like Haaland is just another player. He's not the focal point for City, if that makes sense. Whereas I feel like in the previous seasons, the players enjoyed assisting. More like there were those type of creative players. They enjoyed assisting than the scoring. Whereas now I feel like all of them know I can bag this.
Yeah.
It's not even, I just feel like they know they can. So I feel like that's where their issue is. At the same time, the league has, yes, I know,
as well.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The league has gotten stronger, and also, given Pep, we know he can coach very well. Some of his players still kind of the chemistry, like I was saying to you about Liverpool and Chelsea. We can somewhat apply this, but I didn't think this would happen with City and Chelsea because they played in the summer. I thought they would get their chemistry right by now. This is like, those are the teams I thought
So
they'd have
the
a
Club
better
World Cup.
start. Yeah, the Club World Cup, there you go. I thought these teams, especially them two, would have a better start than they have. Well, granted, Chelsea haven't lost, but City, it is quite damning that they're there. But I feel like Haaland feels just like another player now.
Right, okay,
If
so
that makes sense.
I'm used to seeing Haaland running behind. I don't feel like they're doing that enough anymore.
No.
I feel like a lot of the players are very
Tiki-taki.
tiki-taki, yes. Before, in past years, you used to have De Bruyne, and De Bruyne
Exactly.
would get it, first pass
See,
straight to Haaland.
Weirdly, a player who would do well with Haaland is Bruno. But I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to be whatever.
Right,
but
okay.
I think he would play well with Bruno.
Selling to City, I don't mind. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
no, like,
But
I don't think that's
anyway,
gonna happen. But yeah, I think that's what's missing for for City, as well as the defenders. They're still a good team, right?
The defense. I'll be honest with you. I said it. Was it last week? I mentioned Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz
you've
is
been
not
questioning
that
him.
guy, bro. Like, I'll be honest with you. He's a bit questionable. Like,
No, he
in terms
can
of
be
his
rash.
He's very rash. And at the same time as well, playing Rico Lewis and Mateus Nunes right back.
I don't know what Rico has on Pep.
Do you know what it is? I think it's because naturally Rico Lewis is a centre midfielder.
Yeah.
And I think Pep's trying to do the whole, when you've got the inverted right back coming into the middle, I think that's what he's trying to do.
Because here's the thing, like,
It's the same with Nunes as well. He's a centre midfielder who's playing our position at right back. So
like, see, the Nunes position, I can understand it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite in terms of, because I seen him. He played a game. I think was it last season. He was playing a right back, and he actually did well. He did very well at right back, borderline similar to what Szoboszlai done for us at right back.
yeah,
But then I feel like they should have kept him there.
right,
Because that's where he was getting his game time. And then I think the following game, he was playing left wing or some shit like that. Sorry, I keep cursing. Or something like that. I was like, wait, why do they keep moving him about? But with Rico Lewis, I'm not sure about the kid. Not that he's not talented, but I feel like he feels like a Bernardo Silva understudy, but without giving him that environment, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because I feel like very close control, he can find a pass, but then I feel like they just put him under pressure at right back to the point that I don't think the kid is comfortable at right back. He is not comfortable.
I'm surprised that they've never replaced Kyle Walker.
Oh yeah.
And Kyle Walker, if you look at City's most of City's games in the past, he's got him out of trouble with a lot of situations.
Yeah, well, that's like Van de Ven at Tottenham. They're very quick, you can always have a body there. And Rico is not that guy. For me,
it would have been a good signing for City. guy in Newcastle, Livramento.
I think they wanted him.
I think they wanted him, but obviously Newcastle weren't going to do the business. So
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't push harder, or at least try and see if they can get another right back. So
maybe but I'm not sure. Like it just, I feel bad for the kid, and I'm not saying he's terrible. I just feel bad for him because it just feels like, when you look at something, you're like, that's not your game.
You, man.
It's not for you. Like, I mean, because he's also good receiving the ball under pressure.
Yeah.
Like I said, Bernardo Silva. Is it Bernardo? Like the Portuguese dude? I swear it's Bernardo.
Yeah, little guy.
Yeah. Because I feel like he plays similar to him with just a little more pace.
Right.
And I feel like he should be the understudy to him. Like, you know what? This is who you're gonna replace.
Yeah.
Study their game. Do this, and I feel like he would nail that. But it's just killing his confidence.
But I just feel like their signings as well I know you said they've not clicked, but obviously signing Shirky, I'm all about signing Shirky, but he's a maverick, and we know historically with Mavericks, Pep doesn't work well with Mavericks. They've just sent one on loan to Everton.
Yeah.
Grealish.
Yeah.
Because he's a Maverick, so why have they...
But he was stifled over there.
Yeah, so why have they gone and bought someone who's of a similar ilk, for example, who's also a Maverick as well? So,
I think, excuse me, I think they were trying to solve the issue from last season, which was when Haaland went down, they weren't getting enough goals.
Right.
But now they decided to lean too much to this side that now almost all of the ones they bought know they can bag a goal.
Yeah.
So they're not, like their first thought isn't, if I put it over there, I know Haaland's going to get it.
Right.
Their first thought is, what can I do with this? Not where's Haaland. It's what can I do?
So you're suggesting they play more towards Haaland's strength, how they were doing
similar years? Yeah, like in previous years they were playing to Haaland's strengths, but this year I don't think they're playing to his strengths.
Right, okay.
And I feel like that's going to be the issue. But until they know that, put the ball in the air, put the ball anywhere, he's going to outpace everyone.
Yeah.
And outmuscle everyone, and he's going to jump higher than everyone.
Right.
I feel like the new players haven't acknowledged that. And then, which is not helping, because on the other hand, when I look at the players that are not available, like the forwards that are only coming back or whatever, they're going to be thinking, snap, I need to make a statement for my comeback.
Right.
And guess what that's going to do? Make the team a little bit worse again. Because they will be thinking, oh snap, I need to put my numbers up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the Shirkies, he scored it, he did this, blah, 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 did that, Reinders did that. You know what? Because City's midfielders kind of always assisted Haaland during his whole time.
Yeah.
But now the Reinders are just going forward, they're scoring, they're bagging themselves.
But I still don't feel like they're getting enough goals from midfield. If we're looking at past years, they've had Ikai doing his thing as well, scoring the goals.
But that's when they were less reliant on. That's when they were less reliant on a striker. Because remember, Gundogan, that's when it was a necessity. But right now, they know they've got goals in abundance. That they're not playing to the strengths of the one who's undeniable at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
They just need more goals from midfield.
They just need to
just
create. They just need to create for Haaland, in my opinion.
Because they've had De Bruyne, they've had Ikai as well. He's scoring from midfield. They just don't. Yaya Toure used to score from midfield. They've just lost something in midfield. I know Reinders scored against Wolves, but apart from that,
he's still getting his rhythm in the league, and I feel like the Wolves game gave them a sense of false security.
Right.
Because that's a team that's not stable. Because, like, see, if they played against Bournemouth, it's a long day. If they play against Palace, it's a long day. I know right now we probably don't know much about Palace because they lost Eze, but I think they're still well coached.
Okay. So should Pep be under pressure?
No.
Okay.
Because of...
If the form continues, should we start questioning his position? Because it happened
depends.
last season. And if it continues again this season...
No, but then we're saying it happened last season. They still finished top 4.
Okay, but for Man City, top 4 is,
Yes, and then what did they do before that? They did a 4-peat.
Okay, that's fine. He's got credit in the bank, but I'm just saying if it was other coaches, I know Pep's done his thing. But if it was other coaches...
If it was Slot, they'd be like one season wonder. Like that's the thing, Slot can't afford to drop off right now.
Yes. And I feel like that could be his undoing because he's trying to get everything perfect. He should never change the midfield in my eyes.
Yeah, and to be fair, our midfield was also because our midfield is actually young enough. I think the oldest midfielder we have, taking out Ando, is McAllister, who's 26, 27. So in terms of that, we're going to look into the teams and their transfer window on the next episode because this is just
just quick shout out for FPL as well, Teza.
Oh yeah.
He's coming back these days.
Yeah, so what happened to, I swear it was, was it more?
I was first and now I've had a mad drop off.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out, congratulations to T for winning this.
Yeah, you're leading it.
So you're leading it and I think he's going to come on the podcast at some point as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's, fair play. But then, we're always going to do the shout outs. We're going to, I like them. We're going to keep them. Hey, just in the announcement. I just clicked on my phone and I seen that face.
Hey, show the camera, please.
They'll see. I'm sure they've already seen it. They've already seen it. By the time they see this, when you see this, it's already on the dotted line.
I'm expecting 20 goals in the league this season.
Okay.
You say it okay.
I mean, his understudy already bagged, 2 or 3? I don't know. I'm losing count already. Sorry, I'm getting too giddy. But no, if you tuned in thus far, thank you for joining. And if you can do us a favor, outside of liking, commenting, and subscribing, please check out our other adventures. One of them being Slung Clothing, of which that's what I'm rapping. And check out
Limitless Gen as well. Check out Limitless Gen and the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Check out the other podcast, which is why we're not recording this. And on that one, I typically sit down with artists, essentially, just creatives, and we talk about the stories and the journeys. All right. Thank you for joining. Peace, love, and wisdom. We out.
Cool. Done.